Hello, everybody. Bezad here once again for another Naked Famous Denim Day, another live stream here on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a good week. I'm just gonna go live real quick on the Instagram. Let everybody know that we're here streaming live on YouTube. You know, we'll give the room a moment here to populate, and then we'll have another fun hangout here. So let's just do that together. All right, live, and there we go. So I hope everybody's having a good week. I've had a very busy week as usual. Again, it really feels like just a few minutes ago we were having this last live stream. So I'm glad. These are the best parts of my week. I say it every week. From the last live stream till now, all that stuff in the middle, it's so much work. It's very stressful sometimes, but I like to wind down my weeks with a live stream with you guys. Everybody watching here on Instagram, head over to the YouTube because we're gonna the live stream on Instagram isn't gonna last. It's only gonna be for a few minutes. Then we're head over to YouTube. That's where all the action is happening now. So I'm just letting you guys know here on Instagram. Head over to the YouTube channel, and we'll do the live stream there. So I'll give this a few minutes for everybody, so you guys can follow along. I need a stand or something for this. Anyways, so let's what else? Okay, so aside from me being ultra busy, let me tell you about let me just tell you about my week. So we were very busy getting the fall winter 21 stuff ready for all the websites. So if you guys didn't notice yet, we just posted on nakedfamousdenim.com and Tati and Yoko the release schedule. I can see NV2800 just asked that question. When is the release calendar fall winter coming out? It just came out today. So you can check that out on nakedfamousdenim.com. You can check it out on tateandyoko.com. Go to the news section or the blog section. You can see the post there. In addition to that, we just put out the new video. So the fall winter 21 preview video, I think it's like 30 something minutes long. The entire collection. I go over it. I go over all the men's collection. Risa goes over the entire women's collection. It's in 4K, so you got pretty good quality video there. I mean, it's not the most edited video that I've ever made, but it's a great overview. It's a good run through of everything. So not only can you preview everything, you can go to the product pages on tateandyoko.com and on nakedfamousdenim.com. So all the product pages are there. You could see some pretty good photos. We just got them back from our photo studio. Those came in on Thursday, so we were just rushing to get everything up on the websites. So that's all up. All the pricing is up. Retailer availability, that took me forever to put that list together, but it's there. Retailer availability with all the links to all the websites. I mean, they're not linked to the product pages because they don't have their product pages set up yet, but now if you want to shop local, if you're looking for something particular, you can find it now real easy. So I'm just trying to make it easy and accessible for everybody to find the products that they are looking for. So that's been my week. Over here on Instagram, head over to our YouTube channel. I'm just streaming here just for a moment to let everybody know that we are live on YouTube. So I'm going to be ending the stream on Instagram now. Head over to the YouTube channel. I will see you guys there. See you on YouTube. Okay. So basically that's been my week. We're also putting the final touches, really wrapping up our spring summer 22. So we're in spring summer 22 booking season. Talked about this in some previous streams, but for those of you who are new or just kind of want to know a little bit of inside baseball of how our business works, we have something called booking season. And this is about a year in advance from when products start to release in store. About half a year in advance. So right now we're showing off spring summer 22 collection items. We're showing that to our retail partners. Typically, we would be at trade shows, so we'd be traveling the world, going to New York, Paris, Las Vegas, traveling to cities in between, and we'd be meeting with our retail partners. So all the stores that you can shop for Naked and Famous at, they would come to these shows. We would see 30, 40, 50 people in a matter of days. We can do our presentations, show them all the collections, help put together their orders, and we could wrap things up pretty neatly, I'd say. But we live in pandemic times, so while there are some trade shows going on in the United States right now, we don't have the ability to freely travel there. So we've been over the past couple of seasons, we've been doing this all of our meetings virtually. So a lot of phone calls, a lot of calls over. We don't use Zoom, so I don't want to use the Zoom terminology, Zoom calls, but maybe that's the terminology many of you know. So we've been meeting with a lot of people, but at a trade show, you can do a lot of this stuff in the course of a couple days. Now we're doing it in the course of many, many days, many calls over each day, a lot of back and forth over email. So it's a little bit slower to do our work this way. So our days are just really, really packed. I mean, a 16-hour day is really a pretty normal day for me these days. I don't sleep very much. And, when you work from home, your home is your office. So, instead of saving time on commuting, it's just more time I could spend working, which is a good thing. I mean, I got to get stuff done, but sometimes you really, I don't know, I don't sleep much, but sometimes I crave sleep. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but a lot of caffeine that keeps me going. And just a break for lunch and a break for dinner. Watch an episode of The Office, and then back to the grind. So my life's pretty boring these days in terms of not work-related stuff. Work's been taking up a lot of my time, and we're trying to get ahead of things as Fall/Winter 21 comes out. We got the release schedule up for everybody, for those of you joining now. We've got the release schedule up on nakedandfamousdenim.com and on tateandyoko.com. You can also, in the Fall/Winter 21 preview video, which is also up right now, you can see the entire collection. There's a link to the blog post with the release schedule. So that's what's happening. So now my priority is creating content around each and every one of those releases. The hope is that we can get a couple weeks ahead of some of this stuff. That way I've got a little bit of breathing room in between, which I definitely could use. But yeah, that's what's been going on in Naked Famous Denim world. We are in wrapping up spring/summer 22 booking season. We just, flipped the website. The website is now into Fall/Winter 21 mode. You can check out all the Fall/Winter 21 products. We're developing Fall/Winter 22, so I've got some back and forth emails with the big boss, Brandon, going over all that stuff. So, ooh-wee. This is what the denim business is like. It's a lot of email, a lot of Excel, a lot of setup, and then a little bit of fun denim stuff. But 99% of your work is all the not 99, but good percentage of your work is just tedious grind work, and then you get to reap the benefits. And hopefully we'll be able to travel soon, so we could really reap those benefits and get to visit our retail partners, have some wonderful conversations and meals, and hang out with them. See a lot of you guys. We do in-store events, have all the customers come out and do stuff. So I'm really looking forward to all that stuff again. So, that's where we're at. Let's read a couple of questions that we have from the community. If you have a question, definitely leave it in the comment section or the question section, and I'll try to answer as many as I can here. Okay. Good morning, Baysad. Good morning, Josh. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. A lot of hellos. Hello, everybody. Let me know also where you're from, so we can see just how international this group is today. For those who are wondering, I'm here streaming from my home here in Yokohama, Japan. It is Saturday morning. It's around 8:15 a.m. So that means it's around 7:15 p.m. for you guys on Friday. Back in time in North America. Okay, Will Hernandez writes, I can't decide between the Elephant X or the Okayama Spirit 5. It's tough. It's a tough. There's a lot of tough decisions this season. I mean, if you're gonna pick one, which is the one to pick? I don't know. Maybe let's hear in the comments. What do you guys think? Elephant X or Okayama Spirit 5? Which ones would you pick? Chun Yip So is in here from New York City. welcome, welcome. I can't wait to get back to New York. I'm really looking forward to it. Rob Rosenfield writes, "Yay, your wife finally got her Aeron chair." Yes, we've got matching chairs. We actually have matching we have matching mice. We try to match a lot. So we got matching mice. I have another one of these keyboards which I don't use because I need the number pad. My keyboard here is a number pad. I love this keyboard. This is a drop control keyboard. Very, very nice keyboard. But I'm in Excel so much that I really need that number pad. So we're actually going to be upgrading next time we go to Canada. Getting that Logitech MX Master, MX Keys keyboard. It's a really nice keyboard. I really like that keyboard. So I'm going to be getting out of the clicky mechanical world and getting into some Logitech low profile stuff. So anyway, we're going to try it out. I really like this mouse. I've played around with that keyboard for a while, but we do enjoy matching a lot. I mean, we actually wear a lot of matching outfits. So we're that couple. One of my favorite moments, anyway, it's a fun moment. My wife and I, we have a lot of matching clothes. And once we were in the Montreal Metro, and we were wearing pretty much identical outfits, very, very similar pieces. We had the same shoes on, for example. We had these Yucatan, the brand Yucatan. We had these fur boots on, so it was fur on the outside, really, really cool. And some girl was like, she was yelling at us, like, what the heck are you guys doing? Like, she was kind of upset about it for some reason. And she was yelling at us, and she's like, what do you guys got, matching underwear too? And I just yelled back, yeah, of course. And she was like, oh, Steph, she was so happy from that response. It kind of just turned her emotion around. I thought it was really funny. Anyways, we're the matching couple. Josh Edwards in the house from lockdown in Sydney, Australia. Well, I hope I'm bringing you some sort of entertainment from lockdown. I Crescendo, hello from the Netherlands. Hello. Van Deen, hello from London. Grind Me, hello from Texas. Houston, Texas. All right. We got Houston in the house. Will Hernandez also here from Houston, Texas. All right. So we've got a pretty international group. As you guys join the chat, let me know, where are you guys from? Let's see how far and wide we get with this live stream. The Real Mars Bar just filmed a video on the Cell Jeans. Excited for the next anime collabs. You just filmed a video on the Cell Jeans? Well, you got to let us know. So leave a link to that video in the comment section, and we'll definitely check it out. I want to see more. I've got more fade reviews to do. Garrett at Tate Nyoko Manager, he just sent me some footage that I got to edit together. So yeah, there's going to be some more fade reviews coming our way, but I'd love to see you guys do the same things. There's so many creative folks out there. I'm not particularly creative in that sense. I'd love to be more creative. Obviously, that's a muscle that I need to exercise, but my time is so limited these days. You know who put out a really nice video? Iron Snail, Michael. He put out a really nice video last Friday. I don't know. I think he didn't release it last Friday, but anyways, his previous video where he was kind of purging his denim collection, he did end up. It was funny. It was a great video because he went through his entire denim collection and he just wanted to settle with one pair of jeans. Naturally, picked a pair of Naked Famous Denim. He got the Empire State Selvage, a very special and rare jean. So that's his go-to pair these days. Everything else he purged. Great video. Great editing. I was watching it and I'm like, wow, this guy is so good at making videos. And I'm friends with Michael. We're friends now. And I was messaging him like, wow, this is really good. I'm jealous. I wish I had those skills. So, maybe one day, but it's gonna take some time. I mean, if you watched my first, last fall, I started doing the overview videos for all the releases, and man, those early ones were rough. Like I watched them now, and I'm like, whoa, those were not good. But I never made videos like that before, so I mean, it just took some time. And I mean, you can certainly see the progression, but the progression from that to where I am now is pretty advanced. So I'm maybe in 2 or 3 years I'm going to be even better. But it just takes time. I wish I had all that built in. And yeah. Josh Edwards writes, I work at Logitech. Let me know if you want a keys shipped to Japan. Australia isn't far. Hey, I might take you up on that. The reason why I didn't buy MX keys here in Japan is because it has all the Japanese characters on it, and I don't need that. And the weird thing is, if you buy the Apple version, there's no Japanese on it, but the PC version has all the Japanese on it. I don't want a Japanese layout keyboard. I need a North American layout keyboard. Anyways, that's just where I'm at. But I love my MX Master mouse. This is, if you guys work a lot, this is, I mean, a lot of us work a lot. I mean, let's face it. But if you work at a keyboard a lot, you're in Excel, you're doing, this is a really excellent mouse. I have to say, I'm very, very happy with this mouse. That's why we got two of them. Just keeps me nice and efficient. What jeans are you going to wear after your black jeans? Brandog 124 right. So right now I'm wearing the solid black selvage for the Indigo Invitational. I have to say that this last month, because it's been so hot here in Japan, it's been a scorcher, like 35 degrees, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit every day. Like, I barely leave. I already barely leave the house because I work, but even the few moments that I get a chance to go out, because we have to do things like grocery shopping. I wish I didn't have to do that, but you have to do it from time to time. You gotta nourish your body. Apparently, it's so. Anyways, I go out. The grocery store's across the street. Even that walk is brutal, just absolutely brutal. Yeah, I try to avoid going out as much as possible. If I need a little thing, I'm just like, nope, we're gonna consolidate all the outside stuff that we need to do, and order as much online as we can. But yeah, it's been rough out here with the weather. So, but the wear my last month hasn't been particularly high. But what are going to be my next pair? I'm thinking I'm just going to keep wearing these because I really want to have a heavily faded pair of black jeans. I've got my left-hand twills. Those are really, really heavily worn in. I need a black pair that looks around the same. So I'm going to keep wearing these. I have my True Grits to continue working on. And then we'll see. I'm not sure. There's too many jeans coming out, and there's only one set of legs over here, so it's difficult to pick sometimes. I know exactly how you guys feel. Sometimes you're trying to decide between two pairs, but I've got so many pairs to pick from. And I've got a backlog. I've got jeans I've never worn. I mean, I'm sure you guys are in the same boat. It's difficult. So when I do decide, I'll let you guys know. But I think I'm going to be wearing these for a little while longer. L. Sanchez, 1984, from Mississauga. 1984. We're around the same year. If you're from Mississauga, what high school did you go to? I went to TL Kennedy. Let me know what high school you went to. All right. The real Mars Bar writes, the Iron Snail was definitely my inspiration to make a video. He's a great guy, Michael. I really love that. I gotta get him on the high quality stream here at some point. I'm sure he'll be happy to do it. So I got to let's see if we can make an Iron Snail Naked Famous Denim live stream happen. I'm sure Michael will be happy to be part of that. Okay, there's a couple of the real Mars Bar. Where to shop in Houston? Grimy Ice. Where to shop in Houston? Somebody wrote Nordstrom used to be good. Nordstrom used to carry us in store. Not so much. We're online. It's always the problem with the department stores. Let me tell you, is that it's very up and down with department store business. It's let me explain the department store business for you guys. They're have very rigid schedules. Unlike a retail store where the owner is often the buyer and all that stuff, or they're very or at the very least the buyer is close to what's going on the floor. The buyer at the department store, they're overseeing dozens, hundreds of stores, so everything kind of has to work in clockwork. So they get product in. Product needs to live on the floor for X amount of days, and if it hasn't hit a certain even if it hit a certain sell-through, like there's for people who are in our industry, that's one of the factors that they consider sell-through. So they get 10 jeans. How many have they sold in in 90 days, if they sold 9, then it's 90% sell through. So, they're regardless of sell through, even if it's a great selling item, they're like, okay, well, time to mark it down. We got to move it out because we got a new product coming in. There's no room for like, here's replenishment, or hey, that had a great sell through. Why don't we keep it regular price? I mean, so the department store's game is always put it on the floor, sell it as much as you can over a certain period of time, get it off the floor. But when it comes to sell through percentage and margin's obviously important to them. A lot of department stores have this high threshold for margin. They need to know that they expect a certain amount of money made per item. So the way they do this is obviously by selling their products to you guys. But if they mark something down, a lot of times department stores have us, or at least they attempt to have us, pay for those markdowns. So they do this thing where they're like, okay, well, we've marked it down X amount of percentage, so we need you to give us a discount on these goods that we've already bought from you guys. And it's like, wait, hold on a second. So they do that because if you don't hit a certain like sell-through margin percentage, then you're in their system. That affects your budget for the next season. So if you don't have a certain margin coming through to them, then they don't buy as much next season. And then it becomes kind of this vicious cycle, because if you keep marking things down, then everyone buys things only when it's on markdown. And then, next season, you're like, oh, well, you didn't sell that much at regular price. We're not going to put that much money into the brand. And then you kind of get phased out that way. So there's always like a balancing act with department stores in this respect. So that's why it's kind of up and down, where you see us in a store, out of a store, in a store, out of a store. It's always a weird game. And whereas when you work with like an independent retailer, there's a lot more communication between, the floor, the buyer, the owner, and us. And like, if something's working, we're replenishing it. They're not necessarily going to mark things down. I'm sure, look, markdowns are great. That's obviously part of the game. You get something on sale, it's nice and special. But sometimes it's like, you'll have a core product like a left-hand twill that is running, they're selling it well, but because they've had it on the floor for 90 days, they just mark it down. And it's like, yeah, but in some circumstances, like, you could have orders for it. And I've worked with department stores where like they have something on sale right now, and then they have an order for it for the next month. And you try to tell them, hey, you have these items coming back in. And for me, it's kind of like a fight, because you want to preserve that margin, because you want to keep it staying in that store, right? So it's like this weird balance where it's like, guys, you don't need to mark that down. You have it coming in again. This is a core product. And they're like, well, it's been on the floor for 90 days. And it's like, or however many days, whatever the schedule is. And it's like, yeah, but you see what I'm trying, you're giving away margin that is going to affect us as a brand when you're continuing to sell this item and you have more of it coming in a week or two. Pedro Cortez, geez, that sounds like a headache. It is. And like, that's, and let me tell you this is another big secret. We came from an era where the margin that we gave retailers was pretty healthy, right? I'm not, certain things I can't disclose, but we give our retailers a healthy margin. They're able to make a living selling our products. But nowadays, the margins are out of control. I mean, like we are considered in some respects a low margin brand, and that's because a lot of brands are coming in at margins that are super hyper inflated, because what their aim is when you work with a big retailer, one of the first things they're going to ask you is for a discount. They ask you for big discounts. We're a big retailer. You want to sell to us, we need a big discount. I always say, hey, look, I don't have the margin. I can't give you a discount. I don't have any room to give you discounts. And oftentimes that's, it's accepted. But because our margin is low to begin with, like if things go on sale, it really, really affects our, performance at, further analytics. But so the way a lot of brands have combated this is just to give them a hyperinflated margin. So when they ask for a discount, okay, here's the discount. Oh, and when, something goes on sale for half off, it doesn't matter because the margin is so high on that product that the retailer is still getting a great profit margin on that. And a lot of retailers, I mean, their aim is, sell a little bit at regular price, sell it on sale. So what you're seeing is this artificial growth of retail prices. The prices keep going higher. The quality doesn't keep getting better. We've maintained retail prices for years. And I was talking to a department store the other day. They're trying to get a discount out of me, and I was like, look, man, I just don't have the room for it. And I tried to explain, like, look at the quality of the product that we're giving you, and then look at the quality of product that you have on your floor right now. Right? You're buying from other brands, other brands in our realm, and you're looking at prices that are 30-40% more expensive than what we're putting out. And the reason for that is probably because they have an inflated margin. They're able to give you a big discount, but that's not because they're giving you the same product, right? If I were to start this conversation lying to you and giving you a giant, margin, it's not great for the consumer. And then we're playing this sale game all the time. We just want to offer the best possible price to everybody, to our retail partners, to our consumers. Give everybody I don't want to play this game. But the reality is that that's the way a lot of the world works. And I would love to be in more department stores and have super wide distribution in that respect. But I have to say that the only way to really get there is that's not the only way, but the easiest way to get there is through a little bit of dishonesty in the pricing. And I'm not willing to do that. We've always grown organically. We have a great fan base here. Everyone understands what we're doing. We're pretty, open about the way we do our business. So, and a lot of retailers realize that. They know that we have a core audience, and they keep us around. But getting back into to stores, the best way to do it, independent stores. Those are, we work with those guys. That's always a pleasure. It's easy. It's easy for us to work with these guys because they understand what we're doing. You know what? But the department stores, they're all on this, schedule. It's very rigid, and it's difficult to maintain. The other major difficulty with department stores is their buyers. They change all the time. All the time. I mean, you could be working with a buyer for a year, 6 months, year and a half. Barely anybody lasts 2 years. If you've worked with a buyer for more than 2 years, it's at a department store level, it's a miracle. So what often happens is you've built this, understanding and the way that your business is running with one buyer, and then whoop, you got a new buyer. They don't know anything about your brand, and maybe they do this on purpose because they want fresh eyes on things, but it's always a struggle. So you'll have some growth periods, then you'll have some shrink periods, and you'll growth periods, shrink periods. It's a new buyer. They're not really sure what to do with you, and they're like, I'm just going to be really conservative with the order. So, we're going to pull you out of these doors. We're going to run the business this way, and then things get better. Okay, we're going to put you back in, and then they switch, and then it's, back to, square one. So, yeah. Saint Famille. I don't know Saint Famille. Why don't I know that? Interesting. Darien, Mississauga Road. But don't know why I don't know that school. Anyways, fellow Mississauga people in the house. I like running into people from Mississauga. A lot of people. The thing about Mississauga, that's where I'm from. Just a suburb. Well, I'm from Toronto, but I moved to Mississauga as a teenager. Mississauga is like, it's the city that nobody really knows. When you leave Toronto, when you leave the Ontario, GTA bubble, when people ask where you're from and you're from Mississauga, like 99% of people just say Toronto, just because nobody knows what Mississauga is. But Mississauga is the 6th largest city in Canada. I like to tell people that. It's actually a very, very big city. It's where a lot of people who work in Toronto live, but that's increasingly becoming difficult. I mean, housing prices are getting pretty crazy out there in Canada. I really want to go back to Canada. I keep getting. I have a flight set for October, so I gotta likely I'll be home um, in the fall. But my flights keep getting delayed or changed. Like every couple of days, Air Canada sends me a weird update. But hopefully, I will be back in Canada sooner than later. It's been a while. I want to get some. I gotta get some breakfast cereal. They don't have a lot of breakfast cereal here. I gotta buy all the junk food I need and bring it all back with me. Pedro Cortez writes, "Geez, that sounds like a headache. I bet you gotta have a lot of patience and not flip out on this because it sounds like a giant mess." Prop Space said, "Oh, believe me, I freak out." I'm a big fan of yelling at myself. Sometimes you just got to get it out. I'm also a big fan of writing the things that I want to say. You write it down, you get it out of your system, and then you delete it because there's no way you should ever put out those words. Sometimes you just, that's my way. So many times I'm just writing this really nasty email, and I always make sure delete the 2 line. Before you start writing a nasty email or anything nasty, delete the 2 line. You don't want to send it. And I also, just for a super extra bit of precaution, all of my emails are delayed by 1 minute. So even if I hit that send button, I have that moment of clarity kicks in, and I can go back, go to that outbox, double click it, delete, don't send that out. So, I have patience, but it's a little bit different. I definitely need to vent my frustrations when they're built up. I gotta let it out. All right, El Sanchez 1984 writes, "Basad, I like to cut the bottom of my brown fox in a similar way you cut the bottom of the jeans you're wearing. Is there a proper way of doing this, or just cut them off and wear them?" There is a proper way. So what I would recommend is lay your jeans out flat. Let me get a pair of jeans, and I will show you the best way to do it. I need a ruler. I don't see one here. Anyways. Okay, so here's what first thing you need: fabric scissors. These are fabric scissors, and they've got movement on them. They're very cute, but fabric scissors are important because your kitchen scissors are just not going to cut through fabric the same way. So invest in a pair of fabric scissors. You can go to any fabric supply store, any craft supply store. They always have fabric scissors. If you're in Canada, Dollarama actually has decent fabric scissors. I have to say that I bought a bunch of them. Sometimes you need something in a pinch. I've owned several pairs of fabric scissors from Dollarama in Canada, and they've worked great. But the reason why you want fabric scissors is because they actually cut through fabric like cleanly. If you're using kitchen scissors or something else, they just don't have the same type of cutting power. Fabric scissors all the way. I'm not going to cut these jeans, but I'm going to explain what to do. Have your jeans laid out like this, and make sure that the edges are parallel. Figure out what inseam you want. So measure up. If you're going to cut off 3 inches, measure up with the measuring tape 3 inches, and then get a square edge, something straight, and mark it with chalk. So when you're at the fabric supply store or the craft supply store, whatever, you can get something called fabric chalk. It's like it's actually not chalk. It's like a waxy kind of material. Mark it, right? Mark that line straight. Make sure it's straight before you cut. So once you have that done, fabric scissors, cut straight across. Now, other things to consider. Say you want to take up 3 inches, but you're not really sure if that's going to be too long or too short. Always go with too long, right? You can always cut your jeans a little bit more, but you can't make them any longer. So fabric scissors, chalk, straight edge, and you should be good to go. And always make sure that if you're not sure about the inseam, be conservative and you know, cut them a little bit long, and then work your way up if you're not sure. So there you go. I Crescendo writes, delaying your mail by 1 minute is the best office advice I've ever had. It is my favorite bit of office advice. I've been doing it for years. I swear I've gotten myself not in trouble so many times by not sending that email. Sometimes you don't want to send that email. You want to send it, but you shouldn't send it. Also, by the way, this is the Sky High Selvedge from Spring Summer 22 collection. I've shown it off in previous videos anyways. A great denim coming for the Spring Summer 22 collection. It's made with, it's a hemp blend, lightweight, 10 ounces, lightweight, light blue, made with hemp. It's going to be a great summer jean coming out Spring Summer 22. Anyways, I'm gonna toss it over here. All right, let's get back to some more questions. Van Deen writes, for high contrast fades, Elephant X or Okayama Spirit 5? I think the Okayama Spirit 5 will give you higher contrast fades than the Elephant X, only because the Elephant X is contrasted with a gray, and the Okayama Spirit 5 is an indigo warp with a black weft. So it's contrasted against black, and because it's darker, the contrast is going to appear much higher. So if you want something that's going to be really bright, the Okayama Spirit 5 is the way to go. BD writes, recently watched Slacks. Top marks there with the jeans. I'm glad that you checked it out. For those of people who don't know what we're talking about, Slacks, S-L-A-X-X, is a Canadian-produced horror film about a killer pair of jeans, and those killer jeans just happen to be the Naked Famous Denim Natural Indigo Selvedge. So, we got to work with the director and creators of the film pretty closely. Like they were in our office for like every couple of days for a while. We were helping them find the right jeans. We were making jeans for them. They needed so many pairs of jeans for that film, and we were happy to partner with them and help them out with that. Yeah, it was it's a fun, very, 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 very fun film. It's like a lot of horror movies. Some people don't realize that there are a lot of horror movies out there with some kind of social commentary behind it. It's not just hack and slash and kill and stuff, but so they always try to put a message in there. And this is a story about kind of the fast fashion industry. So not only is it a horror movie featuring a killer pair of jeans played by the Natural Indigo Selvedge, it is a jab at the fast fashion industry, and those are things I like to. I love horror movies, and I love jabbing the fast fashion industry a little bit. So check it out. It is on Shudder. It's a streaming service called Shudder, Shudder. I subscribe to Shudder. I've subscribed to Shudder long before Slacks was even on Shudder. I've been a big fan of Shudder. You guys know I love my horror movies. So subscribe to Shudder. Not sponsored. I don't have any sponsors from them, but it is a good service. It's just another thing I like to talk about stuff I like, and Shudder is definitely a streaming service that I enjoy. There's a lot of good ones on there, and they do get some exclusive content like Slacks. So I think the only place you can watch Slacks right now is on Shudder. If you're in Canada, I don't think it's on Shudder Canada, but if you have a VPN, which I'm also not sponsored by any VPN, so I'm not sponsored by anybody. But if you have a VPN, I feel like every YouTuber has a VPN pitch. I don't have a pitch, but whichever VPN you use, just route to the USA and you'll be able to watch Shudder there. Okay. Alexis P writes, not that I have anything against companies making their money. I just don't want to feel like I'm getting cheated. LOL. This is it. Look, everyone's okay. Look, we live, we're all in some kind of industry or business. We have to make money in order to survive. I mean, that's the way it is. We got people to pay. We got products to make. This is just the way of the world. So my problem is exactly that. It's the idea that we have to be a little bit dishonest here in order to do it. And that's why I'm always against, like, when you go on these websites and everything's always on sale, like sign up now, it's not just to sign up, there's a lot of sign up. Okay, sign up email, fine. That's one thing. But one thing for me, I want to learn new things, video editing and stuff. So, there's a lot of those online like course type of products out there. I'm not gonna name any specifically, but every time I go on the website, it's all like, you have 3 days to sign up and save 70% off. And then 3 days pass and it's like, oh, we got 70% off for the next week. And it's just like, why don't you just tell me the price? It's always 70% off, it seems. So like, just stop lying to me. So, it's like that, in fashion retail. Like, I remember, not that designer t-shirts for $300 was a great, at one point when I was working in luxury retail, that was kind of the price point for a super luxury t-shirt. Like, you're buying from a luxury brand, their graphic t-shirt was $295, $300. That's pretty much where it peaked out at. Nowadays, you see t-shirts for $800 or $1,000, and it's like, guys, like, what are we doing here? And the reason for that is because once you get to that department store and they mark it down 70% off, which is inevitable, that they're still making bank. That's the entire point. That is the entire point of that. So it's really, unless you're really keen on understanding quality, you as a consumer, and the reality is most consumers don't actually care. Let's be real. The people who are buying in that price point, maybe it's more of a prestige thing than a quality thing. But it is really difficult if you are the quality brand putting something out at that price point, and then the BS markup brand, hype brand, is putting out a product next to you and the quality is like not even close to the same. But the department store is going to judge you on that. They're going to judge me. They're going to say to me, hey, we're not making enough money with you guys, even though we're putting out a really, really high quality product at a great price. And they're not turning around and saying to the other people, hey, you're asking a little bit too much money for what you're putting out here, right? It's like, imagine like the Honda Civic was being sold at the price of the NSX, and the NSX was still the same price. I would, if I was in and then I don't know, maybe my analogy is wrong. I'm not very good at analogies sometimes, but maybe you kind of catch my drift. It's like, you're criticizing the wrong person in this situation. And I get it. You need to make money. But, we can do that without deceiving the customer, right? I don't want to deceive the customer. If we put the price out, that is what it is. If it's $177 or it's $176, if we can save you $1, I'm going to save you $1, right? So, and you'll see that in our pricing. You'll see products for $177. You'll see things for $178. You'll see things for $179. That's because our pricing is like, we have a markup model that we have, and we just apply it across the board. Like, and sometimes we don't even do that. Sometimes we're like, you know what? We like, there's certain things sometimes we're like, well, that's a little pricey. Let's drop the price on that. We won't make that much money on this item, but this might be a fan service item. We're not trying to sell thousands of units here. Maybe it's just a handful of things. So we'll sell it at a low profit just to cover our costs or whatever. Get it out there, make the customers happy. So, hey, maybe that's not good business strategy. Maybe somebody, and maybe that's why we're the small brand that we are, and we're not, some massive corporation. But and maybe they're looking down on us and saying, hey, that's not very smart. Don't do that. I don't know. At the same time, I feel like I'm Donald Trump here with the hands. But at the same time, I just threw myself off. Here's the point. At the same time, our business strategy of not ripping off the consumer and delivering as much value as possible, that's what's kept us around. I mean, I remember when we started Naked Famous Denim, and just before starting Naked Famous Denim, the biggest denim brands at all the department stores, you know what? You know how few of them are still around? And maybe that's because we didn't try to rip off the customer and we put out great products. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out in the long run. But for now, we're still here, and we're gonna continue to deliver honest pricing. Honest pricing. BD writes, Slacks is on Amazon Prime in Canada. Oh, okay. So if you're a Prime subscriber in Canada, then you get Prime Video. Check out Slacks on Prime. You should do yourself a favor. Watch it. It's funny. It's not terribly. It's bloody, but it's not the worst. It's not like. There are way worse violent slasher horror films. This is not one of them. This is a fun watch. It's a fun watch. Does the Okayama Spirit 5 jacket have side pockets? The answer is yes, it does. All of our denim jackets have side pockets now, by the way. Our older jackets don't, but all of the newer stuff, I mean, I think the last 2 years or more, have side pockets. Matthew Bradwell writes, worked at Joseph A. Bank for a year in my 20s. I still hear buy one, get 3 free in my sleep. Oh, yeah. We don't have Joseph A. Bank in Canada, but, we have a lot of American TV. So there's a lot of those commercials that get stuck in your head. You know what gets stuck in my head the most is that Liberty Insurance. Liberty Insurance. We do a trade show called Liberty, but that Liberty freaking Insurance song, that one will never leave my my brain. What other jingles get stuck in there? I'm just remembering Seinfeld. Costanza. Anyway. Pedro Cortez writes, T-shirts for $300? Never. I never spent over $40 for jeans until I started buying Naked Famous. Quality construction and specialty of jeans. Jeans have a longer life, especially if taken care of. Absolutely. I mean, one of my first, I'm just trying to think of my first quote unquote luxury clothing purchase was a pair of jeans. And yeah, it was specifically because I knew I would get the most value out of a pair of jeans than anything else. If I bought these jeans, I could wear them often, and I was still young. I didn't know much about fashion. I was just, starting to get into like GQ magazine and details and stuff like that. So you get this stuff and you start reading it and you try to piece it together. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have a lot of fashion forums, and there were some, but like there was a lot of piecing these things together. So yeah, I always felt that was, and to be fair, most of the fashion advice back then was like, I mean, a lot of what was in style was a lot of like luxury brands. So I really liked Gucci for a long time. I was a Gucci, Dolce Gabbana, D Squared. My 20s were my 20s of my 20s. I looked like basically if that outfit was in GQ, I was like, I'm gonna get it. That's what I need to own. And then I not all my 20s, but that's probably my early 20s. Then I just kind of, I didn't feel like it was me, and streetwear started to appeal to me a little bit more. I had some Bapes, and Bape is kind of what I remember. I was importing Japanese fashion magazines, and I freaking saw this brand with it was Bape. I was like, what is this? And I made some friends online, and they didn't have a Bape store in America. They didn't have, like, you couldn't get this stuff. Like, the only way you got this stuff back then was you had a friend who was going to another country, or you knew somebody there and they'd have to send it. It was so difficult. So I remember having to get Bapes from this friend I had in Japan, and I would send them some stuff. We were doing like clothing exchanges basically. And so that's how I got into like streetwear and sneakers, and I was in that world for a while. Not so much these days. I still appreciate it. I don't have room in my life for more sneakers. But yeah, it's that's kind of my fashion journey. And then through streetwear, No, I mean, it wasn't through streetwear that I discovered raw denim, but I just started wearing more casual items, I guess. I was wearing a lot more jeans and t-shirts, things like that. And raw denim, we got when I was working at Holt Renfrew, we got we got this. We got my first pair of raw jeans was actually nudie. And here's a fun story. So we got this stuff. We got these raw jeans, Selvedge jeans, where I was working at Holt Renfrew, and we were wearing Diesel and Seven and what else were we wearing? Jay Lindeberg, I think that was another. Me and like my coworkers, there was three of us and four of us, and that was the kind of style that we wore. It was very Euro kind of whatever, but I was kind of tired of that. Not really sure where to go. And then we get these raw jeans. And we're like, what the heck is this stuff? The jeans were thick as it was cardboard. And we all decided that like we're gonna wear this. We're all going to wear these. We're gonna wear them. We're gonna fade them just like they say. We were reading the book and we're like, this is really cool. So we all started wearing raw jeans. And not only us, but like the sales guys at Toronto Bloor Street. 'Cause I was working at Sherway at the time. Sherway Gardens is in Etobicoke. Etobicoke is part of Toronto. So I was at one of the smaller Holt Renfrew stores. The guys downtown on Bloor Street, we were friends with them. They all decided, like together, we all just decided we're gonna wear raw jeans. And so that, you know what? I'm gonna credit that crew of like us that really put raw denim out in Toronto, because at the time the only places to buy premium denim in Toronto was like Holt Renfrew. There's a store in Toronto called Due West. There was another store called Showroom. And Showroom doesn't exist anymore. Due West does. They carry our Naked Famous actually. But those were like the spots. If you wanted high-end jeans, you went there in Toronto, and we were wearing raw jeans. We knew the Due West guys were wearing raw jeans, and it was just like everybody who came in, we were like, oh, you gotta try raw. You gotta try raw. You gotta try raw. And like, we really tried to convert a lot of people. And, we were still selling a lot of Diesel and, Seven jeans and that kind of stuff. But we really, really, really pushed raw denim. And the person who was responsible for really educating us on raw denim was a person named Tammy. And Tammy was the first salesperson. She was the person who introduced raw denim basically from nudie to North America. That's how I met Tammy. And Tammy actually works for us. She's been working for us for many years now. But so she's been the person who kind of introduced me to raw denim, is working for us. And like, I guess through this, network of salespeople in Toronto, we really pushed raw denim into kind of the forefront. And Toronto has always been a great raw denim city. If you're anybody here from Toronto, you know that like every store in Toronto has got a raw denim assortment. Every denim shop in the city has got a great amount of raw denim. So it's not something that you find in every city. There's a lot of places, especially if you're not from a major city, even if you are from a major city, there's just the penetration of raw denim in the menswear shops just isn't that high. But in Toronto, every shop has got raw denim, and I think it stems from that introduction of raw denim and the salespeople who really pushed it out from that time. Maybe I'm taking credit for something that I shouldn't be taking credit for, or being part of it at least, but I don't know. I just, it was not there, and now it's a thing, and Toronto has always been a great raw denim city, and my opinion is that that's where it came from. So anyways, let's move on. All right, we got some people in the chats singing the Liberty jingle. That's it's impossible to forget that jingle. It's such an easy jingle. It's 3 words: liberty. I'm not gonna say it in tune. I'm not being paid. Alexis P writes, I watched some YouTube videos on raw denim, and I keep hearing Naked Famous is a starter denim brand. Just wondering why you think that is. Is it snobbery? Number one, Naked Famous Denim is a great starter denim brand. Starter in the sense that, like, if you're getting into raw denim for the first time, what better brand to start with? You know, we've got so many options for you. We've got something for everyone. You know, it's, if you want something lightweight and stretch, we've got it. If you got something that's lightweight 100% cotton, we've got it. If you want something that's a little bit more classic, 12.5 ounce, raw, 100% cotton, we've got it. If you want a stretch version of that, we got it. So as a brand, we've got so many options for you as a newcomer to raw denim that we can get you in comfortably. We can get you in a way that makes sense to you. You know, there's a lot of brands out there, they offer, you know, whatever their basic model is, it might be a little too hardcore for a lot of people. You know, if you're coming from the world of stretch denim, you're coming from the world of jeggings, and you try to jump head first into rigid, crispy jeans that are uncomfortable, you're gonna put those on and you're gonna say, no thank you, I'm gonna continue to wear what I'm wearing. These are not comfortable. So we are a great starter raw denim brand, but the sense that we are only a starter raw denim brand, that's where I think the snobbery comes in. You know, there's a danger in somebody with a little bit of knowledge, right? Some people think that it's kind of like you jump into you find the subreddit for any hobby that you might have, you know, and you're like, wow, I'm absorbing all this knowledge, and you realize that a lot of people in here maybe at some point, you know, if you really get into a hobby, you realize a lot of people are full of it. You know, they know enough to say the right words, but I don't think that a lot of people kind of understand the depth of what's going on here. So, you know, they look at our brand, and I think still a big part of what is out there is price point. You know, people see a certain price point, they're like, oh, that's entry level. And, you know, if you could get the Ferrari for entry level price point, would you do it? Right? Or would you rather pay more? A lot of people would rather pay more. I mean, I know I get suckered in all the time. If I go to a store and there's like, well, here's this model, but you can get the higher end model for a little bit more money. Well, if I understand to be fair, I do get a try. That one's better? Okay, well, it better be better, right? And, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to look into it. But for those people who know, people in the know, you take a look at what we're offering, and you say to yourself, wait a minute, that's a pretty incredible. If you're a denim enthusiast, you really know what's going on. Like, if you look at the King of Slub, Lord of the Emperor of Slub, any of that stuff, you look at it and you're like, what is the price point? What's the quality? All that stuff that went into it, and you're like, that is not an entry-level product. It might be a relatively inexpensive price, but it's not an entry-level product. So I think that there is some snobbery. I think that there's also some general, like, they don't understand deeply enough what goes on. So, and there's also, like, there's the odd, like, fetishization of, like, the mystery of, Japanese brands and things like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of mysticism still around the raw denim world, and hey, that's gonna be there. It's my job to dispel that type of understanding. I mean, I'm sure most of you folks out here watching these videos, you get that. Maybe there's people who aren't fans of us who are watching it, who are hate watching this. Not really. I don't think that there might be. I'm sure that there's some people who watch this stuff and are like, who is this freaking idiot? He just talks for 2 hours. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. But yeah, I mean, it's my job to dispel that type of mentality, and I think I've done a pretty good job of trying to change minds. I especially, speaking of changing minds, great story. Great story from our Instagram the other day. I put up a post for the Karui Stretch Selvedge, which just came out today. That was the formerly the mass drop exclusive 10.5 ounce stretch denim that we did for them. Very, very popular, and we re-released it on Tatenyoko, and I put a post up on our Instagram saying, hey, great, it's a great all-round jean, 10.5 ounces, not too light, not too heavy, 2% stretch, comfortable, all that stuff. And they left a comment. I don't remember the exact words. They actually deleted the comment about how if it's not 100% cotton, it's not the real deal. And I said, hey, like, you know, that's not the right way to think about that. You know, I explained, you know, different strokes for different folks. You know, our aim with what we put out is to try and make products that are accessible to more and more people, right? You know, and it also depends on the situation. You know, certain compositions are good for one thing, not great for another. And I just tried to explain that, you know, we're trying to be inclusive in the types of product that we make. You know, we don't want somebody to be not a raw denim fan because they can't find a fabric that works for them. You could wear raw denim a bajillion different ways. And I also wanted to get into the I didn't. Anyways, you know, there's only so much you can debate with somebody on an Instagram comment. But I just put it out there that, look, that's you know, that's not the right way to think about things. This is what we do, and this is why we do it. And then they wrote, you know, another snarky comment about you know, why Stretch isn't legit or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna leave it at that. I put my information out there. I think any reasonable person, it's not fair. Maybe not any reasonable people can disagree with me too. I'm not gonna disparage people who disagree with me. But sorry, but I put the information out there, so anybody who is out there for people to read. You could see that comment. I didn't delete the comment. I don't delete comments unless they're you know, inappropriate. You know, if you're critical of me, it's fine. You know, we can have a discussion about it. It's no problem. But yeah, so they leave that comment up there. I leave my response there, and then their kind of negative response to that. And you know, I put that out there because I want people to see that. I want people to see, oh, if you have a thought that 100% cotton is the only way to go, well, here's another perspective on it. And it's a legitimate perspective. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna say you have to listen to me because I'm the raw denim guy. You can listen to me whether or not you want. I have some experience in this, and you know, you take it for what it is. But I put out some good points, and they responded negatively, and I think they might have at some point, maybe somebody else chimed in to, maybe it was, I don't know what happened, but the comment, they deleted their original comments, the entire thing went away. So my assumption is that maybe they had some kind of change of heart. Maybe if you're watching, did you have a change of heart? I don't know. But you know, my job is to convince. You know, I will use my knowledge, my understanding, and try to present that to you in a way that you understand and you should understand. So if you think that Naked Famous Denim is just a starter brand, we are a starter brand in the sense that, like, it's a great brand to start with. You know, us unbranded, you know, we've got something for every budget. You know, Naked Famous Denim, you know, you check out our sales section, we've got great stuff on sale. You know, if you can get into our products for a variety of price points. You know, we just want you in raw denim. You know, that's the religion that I preach. Raw denim, you get into raw. I want to get you in whichever way is most comfortable for you, and then you can explore from within there. But you're never going to be a raw denim fan if you don't get into raw denim in the first place. So just doing things one way, seeing things one way, hey, that's might be okay for you if that's the kind of brand that you want to operate, that's the kind of brand you want to run. You're very, you know, directional. Cool. You'll have your audience. That's fine. You know, our audience, I want to have a more general audience. I don't want anybody to think that, you know, heavyweight is the only way to go, and anything less than that is you know, for the plebes. No, man, you could do it any and every way you want. You know, when people look at like natural cotton white jeans, they're like, oh, why would I wear that? And it's like, well, because it looks kind of cool. I mean, and then, oh, well, you only make it in lightweight. Okay, so we make it in heavyweight now too. So if you want a hardcore, we got a hardcore one. You want a comfort one, we got a comfort one. You want light blue, we got it, you know, in a variety of different blends. Something for everyone. You know, we're always trying to create new, fun, interesting, innovative. That's our aim. And to say that we're just a starter brand, that's where you're wrong. We are a starter brand, and we are a brand that can carry you forever. I mean, you know, one of my favorite things is when I see people, I don't know, I keep saying favors. One of the things I noticed is sometimes on forums someone will ask a question. Hey, I really like the Naked Famous Denim weird guy. What can I wear? What can I find in something else? And it's like, you've got the weird. You already like the weird guy. What fabric don't we offer for you? I mean, again, maybe that's my job to convince, but I think that's part of the mentality of, okay, well, I started with Naked Famous Denim. How am I gonna make things better? And it's like, if I like something, I like it. I'm hey, it's fine to experiment. Don't get me wrong. You want to try other stuff? Go and try and find other stuff. That's okay, no problem. But if I like a fit, I'm pretty set on those fits. That's not to say that's the only fit that I will ever own, and maybe that's not what they're trying to do, but I do think that there is some mentality in those types of questions that I see on forums sometimes where it's like, okay, like I've done the Naked and Famous Denim thing, now what? And it's like, yeah, you know what? Go explore, and maybe you'll find something somewhere else, but we're always going to have something to offer for you. But there is certainly that mentality out there. Anyways, my job to convince people otherwise. Okay. Ben writes, how much time have you spent in Japan? Do you speak Japanese? How much time have I spent here? A lot of time. I've lived here for almost 2 years, just about 2 years, living here. Previous to moving to Japan, I moved to Japan in 2019. We would come here 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a year for 10 years before that. Before that, I took a vacation here once, and then I was also here when I was a child. My uncle was living here when I was a kid, and he was a martial artist. He's a kendo practitioner. In fact, he was the first non-Japanese world champion in kendo. So he's a very, very skilled martial artist, karate. His fists are like bear fucking paws. They're huge. He's a pretty imposing man. But yeah, so we visited him when we were a kid here. So time spent in Japan a lot. Do I speak Japanese? Barely. That is I definitely need to work on it. I've certainly absorbed a little bit more just being here, but I barely leave my house, and everybody in my circle is English speaking. My wife is English speaking. Her sister is English speaking. My sister's husband is English speaking. My wife's mother is English speaking. My wife's father is English speaking. Everybody I know here speaks English, and all of Risa's friends that we hang out with want to learn English, so we're always speaking English. So yeah, I might be a little screwed. I haven't been forced. Some people move out here; they're certainly forced to learn. I could order a coffee and whatever, but I couldn't have a debate. My French and my Japanese are very similar in that respect, where I can probably get around, but I'm not writing any essays. And that's for me living in Quebec for a decade also. Living in Quebec for a decade and going through the Canadian education system where we're supposed to learn French. So, yeah, I'm one of those bad immigrants who never learns the language. I fully support learning the language, but I'm a bad boy. I need to take my own advice. Al Sanchez 1984 writes, "Did you work at Whole Renfrew at Sherway Gardens?" I did work there. I worked at Tommy Hilfiger at Sherway Gardens. Right on. I worked there from like 2003 to 2005, or something like that. I worked there 2003, 2005, maybe 2002, something like that, 2002 to 2005. And then I worked from Bloor Street from then until 2009. 2010 is when I started Naked Famous Denim. I started in January 2010, so I worked at Whole Renfrew Bloor. I think I worked there for 3.5 years, trying to do the reverse math. I don't know what it is. Anyways, 2002, 2003, probably to around 2005, 2006, that's where I was at Sherway Gardens. But yeah, great mall. I love that mall. There's no Holt Renfrew anymore. They moved that Holt Renfrew location to Square One in Mississauga. And I used to work at Square One, Mississauga, in the late 90s also. I was a mall rat. I worked in malls. I hung out at malls. I love the movie Mall Rats. It's one of my favorite movies. Kevin Smith movie. I have an autographed copy of Mall Rats. Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith autographed. So yeah, I enjoy that very much. Pedro Cortez writes, I started with this brand, Naked and Famous. Keeps pumping out so much cool stuff. I doubt I'll ever try another brand. I'm familiar with fits, 24-hour sale every Wednesday, sales during the year, and free ship coupons. Pedro Cortez is on top of things. But yeah, that's what we do. Like our promotions are for people who don't know. Every Wednesday, you got to subscribe to our email list, because this deal only goes out to our email subscribers. We don't advertise it on the front page of Naked Famous. If you go to Naked Tate and Yoko or Naked Famous NYC on a Wednesday, there will be no indication that there is a special sale going on. You only learn about the sale through the email blast. Sometimes we'll announce it on the Instagram, but if you're on the website, there's no link to it. There's a special link, takes you to those products. So sign up for the email so you get that stuff. And then on major holidays, there's usually some kind of promotion on the website. So Easter, 4th of July, Canada Day. We'll have a small Labor Day event, and then we'll have a kind of a small Thanksgiving event. Canadian Thanksgiving is in October, by the way. So September, we got Labor Day. October, we've got Canadian Thanksgiving. Those will be smaller events. And then we've got Black Friday. It's gonna be a big event, big event. This is I'm guys, look at me. Who do I? Anyway, sorry. I just find it funny now because I see myself, so I'm just I'm doing a lot of these gestures. We got some big events lined up for Black Friday. We got a big event for Boxing Day. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas in Canada. The day after Christmas in Canada is called Boxing Day. Traditionally, it's very much like Black Friday. Black Friday never was a thing in Canada. I mean, it's relatively new. It's a relatively new concept still. We treat it just the same as you guys do now, but growing up, the only like big sale day like that was Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. We'll usually go on sale Christmas Eve. We'll start our Boxing Day sale Christmas Eve, something like that, like December 24th, like at 6 p.m. Like, the office is closed. Usually we'll have a couple people in the office on Christmas Eve. There's last minute Christmas shoppers, things like that. And so when we're leaving for the day, activate the sale. Boxing Day sales on, because nobody's gonna work on Christmas Day or on Boxing Day, so we just activated those. I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna work those days anyways, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, if you're in tune with us, you know what our sales schedule is like. Kyle owned PWND. Kyle owned just bought the Black Boost as my second pair. Black Power Stretch ready to give out on the knees. Could go for a lightweight black working in the summer. Right, we probably need to do a lightweight black, like a 9 or 10 ounce black. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. But yeah, Black Boost, Black Power Stretch, great black denim options. I've worn a lot of Black Power Stretch over the years. A couple pairs, maybe 2 or 3 pairs. I've got my solid black Selvedge on now. Black is definitely an essential in everybody's wardrobe. You should, if you don't have a black pair, you should look into one. We've got a lot of black options for you. BD writes, would you ever do a baby elephant, like a half the weight and the same look feel as the elephant series? I don't know if that doesn't make a lot of sense, because half the weight, you'd be looking at 10 ounces, and in 10 ounces, you're not going to get the same look and feel. It's just the yarns aren't big enough for that. So it sounds, I wonder, can you get a really, really fat yarn that is really lightweight at the same time? That would be baby elephant to me. 10 ounce denim that looks heavyweight because the yarns are so fat, but somehow they're really light at the same time. See, it's how we come up with the ideas. I'm gonna see if that's I don't know if that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. but I'm gonna look into it. Jameson Keating asks, and this is a good question. It's a good question, everybody. Are you going to start making more universal sizing for the women's classic fit, so more dudes can try that cutout? It looks great. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think what we're gonna do with the classic is that we're just gonna make that a unisex fit. It's gonna be the classic fit starting at size 24. It's gonna go up to size 44. Men and women can wear it. To be fair, I think we should start doing that for some of our men's fits as well, because they certainly do work for a lot of female body types. Risa really wants to do that video. We talked about it, like when we go back to Montreal, that we're gonna make that video. We're gonna do a woman's guide to our men's fits, because we certainly do sell a lot of men's jeans to females. So to be like, there is no such thing as men's and women. Fits are fits. If they fit you, it fits you. But there are certain proportions that you have to take into account when making a woman's jean. But if the woman's jean is kind of like a boyfriend fit anyways, and it's based off of a men's fit, that's going to be back to a woman's, it's this whole inception thing. So a lot of our women's stuff is kind of based off of men's fits to begin with. So it doesn't make any sense to just have it for the ladies. And when we've got guys buying it anyway, so that's gonna get expanded out. It's not gonna happen any day now, but it is in the plan. Called the everyone fit. I think the classic fit still kind of works. I don't want to confuse anybody, but I think we'll start testing. The thing about the men's sizes is that size 27, 28. 29, they're a little bit slower for us, but I do know that there are slim guys and there are women buying those sizes. But we'll see. Maybe we'll put out a video explain the men's fits to women, and we'll see if there's any traction there with the even smaller sizes, 24, 25, 26, and then maybe we'll expand out our range so that everything. Realistically, everything, the women's high skinny probably isn't going to work so well for men, just because the legs are really slim on that. The classic will work. The max and the easy guy are actually kind of similar, but we'll see. Anyways, there might just be some rethinking of the way we do sizing, but the classic will most certainly get more men's sizes, quote unquote men's sizes. Okay. Rolando Ramirez, the raw denim old heads sometimes come off as a little pretentious. Yeah, there's certainly some of that. Fine, you know what? That's okay. With every hobby or interest, there's always that group of people. That's okay. You know what? With the way things are going now, there's more of us than there are of them. And hey, maybe they're not going to like it and they're going to move on to some other interest. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But you know what? Those people are so few and far between these days that I don't think that they're controlling the conversation anymore. They're really not. And they have their own whatever they want to write or this and that. It's okay. But this raw denim thing has been opened up so wide now, especially over the last couple of years. And as I interact with you guys more and more, you really start to see all of the different things people are becoming more and more accepting of in the raw denim world. You had people who are just absolutely against stretch, and now it's like, oh yeah, no, it's cool, right? You still have a couple people holding on to certain ideas, but for me, one of the biggest ideas that I like to put out there is that just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's bad. If I don't like something, if I don't like the strong guy fit, it doesn't mean it's a bad fit. It's just not for me. Works for you, doesn't work for me. If I don't like a particular composition, hey, that's fine. Doesn't work for me, might work for you. And if you like that kind of thing, or if you're in a situation where that type of fabric is going to work for you, then I can easily recommend it for you. You know, and there's so much more of that now than there was before. Before it was all like, you know, don't wear fits like this, and you know those compositions are bad, and you know this brand is good and this brand sucks, and it's like, no, you know what? We're cool with so much stuff. Okay, there's a couple questions. Alien Wayfarer. Kevin Smith collab confirmed. No, it's not confirmed. But I think that could be. I don't know what I would do if that was. I love Mallrats. I love Clerks. I mean, I love a lot of Kevin Smith movies. Zack and Mary Make a Porno. I'm just now I have Dogma. What am I missing? Jay and Silent Bob. Did I say that? Jay and Silent Bob is great, love it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what would Silent Bob jeans be? I don't know. Speaking of Kevin Smith, did you watch his Masters of the Universe on Netflix? Pretty good. I have not watched it because I haven't watched anything in a while. I managed to watch as my entire day's content watching comprises of 2 episodes of The Office, and Rick and Morty every new episode. So when the new episode comes out, I watch it on the Netflix here in Japan. We got it on Netflix Japan. And with lunch, I'll watch an episode of The Office, and with dinner, I'll watch an episode of The Office. 22 minutes. That's how much time I take for lunch and dinner, and then back to work. That is it. And on the weekend, I'll if we have time, we'll try to watch a movie. Just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. And I don't like investing in new content is such a I would rather watch The Office than watch something I'm not sure I'm gonna like. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Connie Do 971 writes, I just discovered Rick and Morty because you launched the denims about it. I love it. Hey man, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying Rick and Morty. Speaking of enjoying Rick and Morty, for those people who haven't, if you watched the latest episode, the one that just came out last week, Risa, so they were singing a song called, they were going to Boob World. And they had Boob World hats, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then Risa made me my very own Boob World patch. She chain stitched it. It's hard to see, but it's all chain stitched. All the text. So I got my own Boob World patch. Put it on a hat or I'll put it on a T-shirt. But it's good to have a chain stitching wife. I'll tell you that much. She'll make you stuff just like that. So if you watch the latest episode of Rick and Morty, it starts off with Boob World, and then the song at the end of the episode is the Boob World theme song. So it's so funny. It's so funny. Boob World. My loving wife. My loving wife. What can I say? BD writes Blunt Man and Chronic jeans. That would be funny. Blunt Man and Chronic. Yeah. You know what? I gotta watch some Jay and Silent Bob. There's so many great. Jon Stewart's in that. Will Ferrell's in it. There's so many lines that I definitely can't say, but they could say it from that movie that are so funny. They're so funny. If you haven't watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, go and watch it today. Go watch it today. It's a good movie. It's very funny. It's all fart and dick and weed jokes, but and George Carlin's in it. I love George Carlin. He's in that movie. His scene is, oh my god. Very, very good film. Even if you don't know, all the Kevin Smith characters and lore and how they all tie up together, it doesn't matter. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, great movie. And then when you watch all the other movies and everything starts to kind of piece together, it's a lot of fun that way. Jose Riviera 3 writes, love The Office. It's funny every time. Did I ever tell you about the story? Like, I want to do an Office collab. I really, really want to do an Office collaboration. And we got close once. We got to the point where I had a meeting with a company who said that they had the rights for it. And then when I got to the meeting, I was like, oh, yeah, we don't have the rights anymore. But we have all this other stuff. And I'm like, God damn it. It took me forever to even find. It's actually really difficult to find the rights holders to things. And like, even if you find them, getting a response from them, it's not so easy. There's a trade show that we would go to in Vegas that we would that we haven't been able to go in some time, but yeah, it's I would love to do. I don't care if it's 10 years from now. I will do it. I already have the whole collaboration planned out. It's all in my brain. So yeah. Crescendo writes, Cowboy Bebop jeans, wouldn't mind a swordfish embroidered on my cheek. I don't know. We'll see. It's like Cowboy Bebop. I'm aware of it. It's not a franchise that I'm very well versed in, but you do know that we are still in discussions with that other one. It's taken a while. Sorry about that. Even they've apologized for how long this is taking. But that is our aim. That has been your guys' biggest ask so far. I hope that's still what you guys want. But I trust that it is. I think it'll make a fun collaboration. A lot of great icons and colors and things like that. So I think we can do a good job with it. So that is our next planned collab. Anyways, nothing signed yet, so I'm not going to say the name. Some of you guys already know what I'm talking about, but we'll see. We'll see. Pedro Cortez writes, he wrote Beats Bears Battlestar Galactica. No, it's Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica. Michael. Yeah. I love The Office. I'm a big fan also of D'Angelo Vickers. People don't like. I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan. Also, just so the fact that he was in The Office as D'Angelo Vickers, some of my favorite episodes actually. So I'm a big Office fan. And Anna Chai. Sorry if I'm not saying that. I'm not even gonna attempt your last name. There are way too many letters in there. No, I'm gonna attempt it. If I get it wrong, I'm sorry, but I want to try. Anna Chai Vin Chai Patankit. I couldn't say that in one shot. Good morning from Thailand. Good morning. Will Pronto be getting the Rick and Morty collection? That's a good question. I don't know offhand. If you go over to nakedfamousdenim.com, go to the news section. Under there, you'll see a blog post for every release that we put out. So if there's a Rick and Morty item that you're interested in that blog post, we have a list of all the retailers where you can find those items. I'm not sure if Pronto ordered those. I don't remember offhand. But check out the website. The information is all there. Angry Mike 88 writes, Friday the 13th jeans collab. Jason would be proud of it. Hey, do you not tune into these live streams? Angry Mike 88? Well, if you do, or if this is your first time, this is a reason to tune into the live streams, because we announce all kinds of secret stuff on these live streams that I don't announce anywhere else. And if you go to our release schedule that we just put out on tatenyoko.com and nakedfamousdenim.com, go to the news section, check out that release schedule. On that release schedule, there's a couple of question marks. You guys know what it is. But yeah, we've got a horror themed collection coming out on that date. Pedro Cortez, you just got meatballed. I like it. If I was gonna say that the actor who played Stanley Hudson, I think he just launched a cryptocurrency called Stanley Nickel. It's just somebody needs to come up with shoot bucks, and then the conversion needs to be proper. Oh yeah. Jameson Keating writes, Bayzad, I gotta ask, I have to know, have you made any headway with a possible collaboration with a certain bizarre anime in the future? Like I was saying earlier, The anime collaboration that we are working on, which will not be named, but it is tied to that question. We're still in discussions, and you know they're a little bit slow on kind of the back and forth. They have apologized for that. That is what we're working on next. So yeah. Okay. Ricardo Bonner writes, could we see a restock of the Elephant 8s like we got the Elephant 7s in the future? I think so. At some point, I think we're going to have to go through all the elephants. There's just so much demand. Every time we put something out, it sells out, and then somebody's like, okay, now you got to do this one, and you got to do this one. So at some point, we're going to have to go through all of them. I think that's just inevitable. So stay tuned. I don't have any plans right now, but I think it's inevitable that we get there. Angry Mike 88 writes, it's my first live stream. You're kidding. The collab is coming? Oh, I'm not kidding. And there's a certain Elm Street collaboration that will be coming out at the same time. So you could either go to Camp Crystal Lake or you can go to Elm Street. But we've got some fun stuff lined up for you. I mean, I've already announced it in previous ones, but yeah, the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, those are coming. If you're wondering what those question marks are on the release schedule, that's what I mean. I hope at least us, you know, in the live stream land here, I hope you understood that. But for a lot of people who don't tune in to these live streams, you know, they don't know what that is. But you guys do. We need a snack collab. We've actually we've talked about this before. You know, we actually talked to the people at Chupa Chups one time. We are open to the idea of doing snack collabs, but I think it has to be the right one. I would like to do breakfast cereal. I would do like a breakfast cereal collection. That would be great. I would love to do like Count Chocula, the Boo Berries, Boo Berries. What was the Frankenstein guy's name again? Oh my God, why am I forgetting this? Count Chocula, the Boo Berries, and Frankenberry. Those would be man. Those would be. I mean, horror cereal. Put it all together. That would be great. I would love to do that. Richard Meza writes, a Leatherface would be dope. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You guys know me. I love my horror stuff. So these are the kinds of things I would like to pursue. I would like to have a whole horror series going on. Okay. You know what I forgot to tell everybody to do in this live stream? Like it. You gotta like this live stream. You hit the like button, everybody. I forgot to tell everybody. Like the live stream, just like in every video. Let's do a little giveaway here to a lucky commenter. So what we'll do again, like we do every time, like this live stream. If you're watching the replay, hit that like button. Once we get up to 120 likes on this video. Last time, the first video was 100, and we got to 110. Let's get to 120. Let's aim for a little bit more every time. So let's get to 120 likes on this video. And once we hit 120 likes, a commenter, who's a subscriber, you got to be a subscriber. So be a subscriber. Leave a comment in the comment section, not just the chat. So if you leave in the chat, I'm not gonna go through the chat. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what jeans you're wearing today, or what jeans you're looking forward to getting from the Fall Winter 21 collection. So either whatever you're wearing or what you're looking forward to, leave that comment in the comment section, hit the like button, and when we hit 120 likes on this video, I'll be giving away a $25 gift card to Tate and Yoko or Naked Famous Denim NYC, your choice. So hit that like button, everybody. Let's do our part. Let's get those engagements up, and I don't know what, you know what, I don't even know what they do, to be fair, comments and likes. But everyone says that you got to comment and like on videos so that it improves things, you know, searchability and all that stuff. So help me out. Do me a favor. Do those things and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And let's get my numbers up. I think once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm able to access the YouTube space in Tokyo. They have like a creator space, but you have to have 10,000 subscribers. You have to have a bunch of subscribers to go there. So we'll let's get those subscribers up. All right, back to some questions. Any possible shipping for the NYC jeans? The NYC jeans are a New York City. For those people who don't know, we have an exclusive jean at Naked Famous Denim NYC called the Empire State Selvedge. It is exclusive to Naked Famous Denim NYC. You can only get them in store. You can see them online, but you can't buy them online. You can only buy them in store when you make that trip. The whole point of that jean for me was to create a souvenir type jean, a jean that you can only get in one place. It makes it, there's something special about it. You know, I talked about it in the video where, you know, in the Empire State Selvedge video, you know, as someone who travels a lot, you go to all these different places in the world, you want to bring back something special, something that's unique to the place that you went. But, you know, as the world has kind of gotten smaller in a way, there seems to be like there are fewer and fewer things that when you go somewhere and you buy something, you bring it back, that you couldn't have got it, you know, you couldn't have just bought it online or got it locally or things like that. So I wanted to bring back that special feeling. You know, I remember, you know, like I was talking about, you know, early in the stream, like, you know, when you got a pair of Bapes, you know, to be fair, I had somebody send me those, but like if you went somewhere and you bought something special, you went to that store, you know, they don't have an online store. Like I remember the days when it was almost impossible to buy anything from Japan. Now it's a little bit easier. It's still difficult. It's not super easy. Japanese websites are not great. But yeah, I wanted to recreate that feeling of getting something special, having it, you know, somebody asked, hey, where'd you get that? Well, I bought it at this store, at this place when I was on this trip. So it's only going to be available if you make the journey to New York, if you make the journey to the shop. And that way, when you get that jean, you can feel, you know, there's a exclusiveness, a specialness to this jean that, you know, it's kind of like a badge. You know, I went and I got this. So they're not going to be available online. Junior writes, I want to get a pair of the Summer Sky Denim. Those are becoming more few and far between at this point. So if you want the Summer Sky Denim, try to locate a pair because they're not going to be around for forever. But we do have the Sky High Selvedge made with hemp blend denim coming out for Spring Summer 22. Any Spring Summer 22 previews today? I showed off the Sky High a little bit. I had actually some fall jean jackets that I wanted to show off. So I'll show those off in a minute. Just going to go over a couple more questions and then we'll get to a couple of previews. Then we'll get to snack time. You know, I forgot to bring my drink to my table here, and I've been talking for 2 hours and I'm really starting to lose my voice. So yeah, anyway, maybe that's the point. I might have to get up and get a drink, but whatever. Will Hernandez writes, is the banner jacket going to be up for pre-order this year? Yes, I will have some confirmations on that probably next week. I will right now the factory, so in Quebec we have this thing called construction holiday, and that's where all manufacturing is closed for like 3 weeks. So our factories are closed. Everybody's on holiday right now. We have to make a new sample, and then once the samples are done, then I'll get the pre-orders up, and they'll be good to go. So I'll have a little bit more information next week on that. I just want to confirm pricing with Brandon, then I will announce when the pre-order will happen. Okay. BD might need to choose between the Okayama Spirit 5 and the Elephant X. Both look really remarkable. Okay, speaking of the Okayama Spirit 5, I've got the denim jacket Okayama Spirit 5 right here. Let's switch over to pocket camera mode, and we'll get a closer look at this video, at these jeans here. So let's do this. 1 second. So here it is, the Okayama Spirit 5 in a denim jacket form. You can see just how slubby this denim is. The lighting isn't great here. It's a little bright, but
anyways, you'll have to, maybe that seems to make it look a little bit normal when you got my skin tone in there. Yeah, so a real rich dark indigo, you can see, with incredible texture. And this is a samforized denim. So this denim has already been pre-shrunk. You're not gonna have to worry about shrinkage on this. Just like the Okayama Spirit 4, we samforized this denim. You're not gonna have to worry about soaking or anything like that. You can buy your right size right away. And you know, paired up, obviously we've got the contrast stitching. You've got a mil spec, blacked out, non-reflective buttons here. And then what makes the Okayama Spirit 5 so special is the combination of the black weft. I'm trying to undo this with one hand. It's not so easy. Let's see if we can do this here. I think I got it for now. From Meow, black leather patch, and then on the inside you got that black weft. So you got the black weft paired up with the indigo exterior, so you're gonna get that beautiful high contrast. So in between the grain of the fabric, you can see the black coming through, and that's what gives this denim its real dark tone. You know, not only do you have this super deep dark indigo, you've also got it, you know, contrasted up against the black. But as that indigo fades, this indigo is going to fade to bright blue, and especially because it's a slubby, you're going to get a lot of different indigo variation. Up against that black, it's going to look super contrasty, very bright, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys can do to this fabric. This is the Okayama Spirit 5 denim jacket. This is going to be coming out this fall. I don't remember the date yet offhand, but it is on the release schedule, so you can plan your purchases already. You can plan your purchases today. Check it out on tateandyoko.com, nakedfamousedenim.com. All the product pages are available now. And yeah, you can see some in-depth photos, maybe some better color than what my camera is producing here. So yeah, you have it. All right, there we go. Denim Hunt writes, what is this jacket? This is the Okayama Spirit 5 denim jacket. 16 ounces, heavyweight, super slubby, indigo by black. Really beautiful denim jacket. It's going to come out also in jean form as well, so you can have it in the super guy, weird guy, and easy guy, as well as denim jacket. So you can have full Okayama Spirit denim armor if you so choose. All right, and next we've got the King of Lords. This is the King of Slub, Lord of Nep combination yarn. So our two combination yarns are custom developed yarns. I mean, it looks like you know, there's some static going on your screen. No, don't adjust your screen. That's how neppy this jacket is. It's the neppiest, slubbiest denim fabric ever created. And let's get a closer look at this fabric. And I mean, in the fall winter video, I mean, you can certainly see a little bit of that. You can see some close-ups of that. So just check this out here. So this is the inside. As you can see, very knotted. You can see these bumps are pretty intense. There's a lot of texture. The most texture you're ever going to see in a denim ever. Basically, these yarns, when you look at them just as they are, they're just like I gotta get it. I gotta get the yarn to show you guys. But it looks basically like knotted yarns, like the most weirdest looking yarns you've ever seen. And you can see here just how extreme that nep is. This denim is also going to come rinse washed. The reason for that is because this denim could not be samforized. During samforization, there's a singeing process, and that's where like there's a lot of fire and it burns the surface texture of the denim to get rid of the hairiness. But obviously, because the neppiness here is so extreme, you can't do that. Otherwise, you're going to start burning the fabric. So it could not be samforized, and because the looseness of the yarn and the looseness of the weave of this fabric, there's a super high shrink rate. So instead of letting you guys deal with like a 30% shrink rate, we rinse washed this fabric for you. That way it shrunk to fit already. You're not going to have to worry about sizing. Get your right size right away. And you can see here just how crazy and knotted this fabric is. So yeah. Hey, Risa, you wanna join us for the last bit of today's stream? Yeah, we're coming close to the end here. Do you want to bring us? Maybe we can get snack time started up. Do ladies' choice this week. Oh, I'm sure we do. It's ladies' choice every week, by the way, guys. Pro tip: it's always ladies' choice. Since the King of Lords is not part of the MIJ line, will you be making this year? Will you be making this year by year? I'm not sure what that question means. Yeah. Pedro Cortez, so cool. Looks like night sky with stars or even snowfall at night. It certainly looks like snow, like a blizzard. It's pretty intense. I think we're gonna have a good time with this fabric. All right. Please bring your cats also. I don't know if they're gonna. You can see them in the background here. They're just chilling. I mean, it's active participation from a cat is often going to be a little difficult. Can we get a full stream with Risa? Yeah, probably. Risa, they want more Risa in the videos. Yeah? I mean, is the King of Lords a one-time release, or will you make it again? It is going to be a one-time release. One-time release on the King of Lords. Pierre Moreau writes, hello from Guelph. Hello, welcome. Also, just a reminder, everybody, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get this video up to 120 likes. 120 likes on this video, and I will be giving away a gift card to a lucky commenter and a subscriber. There must be a subscriber. So subscribe, like, leave a comment below. Let me know what jeans you're looking forward to from the Fall Winter 21 collection, or what jeans you're wearing today. Let's talk about it. So yeah. Will Hernandez, y'all haven't had a Kit Kat in a while. Anything weird come out lately? You know, we were at the store yesterday, and I saw a cookies and cream Kit Kat. I think there was a mango one. Let me tell you something. Once you've had like 30 Kit Kat flavors, they all kind of start to taste the same. Because, you know, here's the thing about them. Is that, get the mic between us. The Kit Kat flavors, they're all based off of like white chocolate. And then there's like, they just kind of add a little bit of flavoring to the white chocolate. And as fun as they are, they end up all kind of tasting the same. It's like white chocolate with a little bit of something else. And,
yeah. I mean, they're also, I feel like they're also coming up with like a repeat flavors
they repeat
lately, so it's not as interesting.
Or what they do, here's a tricky one that they do. In Japan, every region is kind of known for its thing, right? Like there's like apples from one region and apples from another region and apples from another region. And they might just do like, hey, here's this region's apple. And then, half a year later, here's this region's apple. And it's like they taste the same, but they just...
Oh, I'm sure it's the same.
They just package them differently. So it's like, here's the melon from this region, and here's the melon from that region. So they start to recycle things. I mean, we should probably do a Kit Kat review again.
Yeah.
You know what they have that's going to be actually different? They have a store called the Kit Kat Chocolatier or something like that. Yeah, it's like a super fancy Kit Kat store, and you can
Kit Kat piano.
Yeah.
You can make your own Kit Kat.
Right. You can make your own Kit Kats, and they have like luxury Kit Kats. They're like, $20 or $30 like a pack, like real expensive ones. And then they have ones that like, nuts and fruits and stuff like that. They really try to like fancy it up. That might be more interesting. But I also don't know if I want to spend $20 or $30 on a Kit Kat. Yeah. We'll see. If we have to get enough likes on those videos to make it worth the time.
Yeah, if we get 200 likes, I'm gonna buy a luxury Kit Kat. So hit the like button. Hit the like button. Okay. Riley O'Brien writes, besides your mutual love for making badass denim, what is the one thing about you guys that maybe most people don't know, like a hidden talent? Do you have a hidden talent? Risa's good at chain stitching, and I don't know if it's hidden because I've told you guys about it. Some people don't know about her chain stitching.
It's really not hidden.
It's not that hidden. Here's the hidden talent Risa has. She used to be a synchronized swimmer.
Used to be.
Used to be a synchronized swimmer.
Long time ago.
Yeah. So if you've watched synchronized swimming or artistic swimming on the Olympics, that it's pretty intense. I have to say, I was having what the announcer said the other day. We were watching it, and the announcer said that the artistic swimmers are the most athletic of the Olympic athletes, and I was like, I agree. I agree with that statement. I think that it's gymnastics, it's swimming, it's so much, it's synchronization, like the amount of different things your body has to be able to do is incredible. You have to swim upside down with beautiful finesse, right? Synchronized with another person while you can't see. You have to understand these people can't see anything when their heads are underwater. So,
yeah, and holding your breath.
That's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. And she used to do that. I can barely hold my breath for 10 seconds. This girl's doing flips and stuff.
Tonight, team final.
Team finals, synchronized swimming. They're doing a pretty good job. Those Russia and China really killing it. Let's hope Japan can get the bronze. But I think that's it's gonna be Russia, China, Ukraine, or Japan for the bronze. Just like in the pairs. I think that's where we're headed. But let's hope Japan gets on the medal. Gets the medal. So, okay. Can we meet your cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
They're very relaxed right now.
Will Hernandez writes, drop the Cash app and we will chip in so y'all can try some more of those fancy strawberries. I don't have anything like that. In Canada we don't have those things, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to ask you guys for money for that kind of stuff. Let's just get the likes up and whatever. We'll do what we got to do. This cat is our cat.
Hi.
And she's a lovely little cat. She's got thumbs. It's hard to see, but she has thumbs. She's very cute in that respect. She's cute in many ways. We gave her a bath this week, so she's extra fluffy. So that's our cat. We got her in Montreal. She's a rescue cat, and she has half a tail because she was a stray, and Winter did a number on her, but she hasn't had to suffer since. Is she cat with a K or cat with a C? She is cat with a C. Cat with a C. And this is Snowy. He's a big chungus.
He's very long.
He's very long. He's a big boy.
Hi.
He's lazy, and he's also very fluffy because he just got a bath. And come here, son. And he's a boy. He's big, and
he has escaped once.
Yeah, he once got lost, and we spent around 40 days, every day, every night, on the streets looking for him, and we got him back. He escaped our cat sitter's home, and that was a tough moment for us. But we know how to find a cat. We know, boy,
that's a hidden talent.
That's a hidden talent. You want to talk about hidden talent? If you lose your cat ever, send us a message. We'll tell you everything you need to do to find that cat. We did it. We did everything that the internet said. We tried it all. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. We know what tools you need to find a lost cat, especially a lost cat in a different neighborhood. Our cat sitter did not live in our neighborhood. This is an indoor cat. When he got lost, he's never been outside before, and 40 days he was out there, and we were looking for him every single night for hours every day. Morning and night. Our friends were out in the morning. We were out at night. It's not easy to find a cat that doesn't want to be found, but we found him. We got him good. Okay. Let's get into snack time. It's that time. I'm gonna take a little sip of your coffee here. Okay, we got. Oh, yo, that's a good one.
This could be a good one. We opened it already.
So, this is some fancy spiced chocolate that we got from a retailer here in Japan called Meadow. They are a Portland-based retailer. They're originally from Portland. They had a location in New York that we would go to every time we went to New York, and they sell like fancy chocolates. They sell salts, bitters, all kinds of like fancy accoutrements. So if you ever needed to get a good gift for somebody, Meadow was the place to go. And they still have their location in Portland, but they just opened up in Tokyo. We didn't even know. It's located at Shinjuku Station. Yeah. We were walking through the station. They have a mall kind of attached, and we saw the store, and we're like, wow, it's here. And so we were excited. So we got this really fancy chocolate, bean to bar spiced chocolate. Does it explain what kind of spices are in here, Risa?
Oh, it's ginger.
Ginger?
Yeah, it's... Wait. Yeah, it's just ginger.
Okay, so it's some kind of ginger chocolate blend. Bean to bar chocolate.
They had different, like, spices. They had, like, red pepper. They had... Yuzu
kosho, maybe. Yeah. So this is cacao, 59% from Trinidad and Tobago. Bean to bar and Kon-gen sweets. So it's a Japanese fancy chocolate maker. Anyways, looks pretty cool. You don't get a lot of chocolate in here, and I remember this being a little pricey.
Yeah.
Everything at Meadow is pricey, by the way. But yeah.
Sometimes you gotta treat yourself.
You gotta treat yourself. Oh wow, look at that. You know, we opened it. I just don't remember opening it. It has there's the chocolate bar itself. It's got their logo imprinted on there. It's you want to take the big piece?
No, I'll take the little piece.
No, take the big piece.
Okay. You want to share the big piece?
No, I could take I'll break a couple of these off. Okay. Smells like fancy chocolate.
Yeah, it's very like high
cacao.
chocolate. It's got this like.
It only has a spice sourness to it. Yeah, a sourness to it. Okay, let's give this a try. Did it come with a golden ticket? No golden ticket. So he is a gorgeous boy. He's chilling really nicely right now. Did you ever watch Portlandia? I did. I like that show.
It's got that.
Oh yeah.
Ginger kick, like.
Takes a second.
Yeah.
I was eating it. I'm like, oh, this is just milk chocolate. And then, yeah, the ginger kick really hits you. It's like, it's really nice. Kids won't like this.
No.
This is adult chocolate.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's very sweet, to be fair.
Yeah.
Compared to like other high cacao, like fancy chocolate, it's still very sweet, but definitely has that sourness, and then that it's is it a spiciness?
It's not very spicy, but there is a spiciness to it. I like it. I'm a fan. If this isn't $20 a bar, which I think it might be.
It was like $8 or whatever.
Was it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I have a feeling that this was like $20.
No, there's no way. We wouldn't have spent $20.
Anyways, we'll have to go find out how much this bar cost us. Very nice. But yeah, if you ever do get a chance, check out Meadow, whether you're here in Tokyo or in Portland. I think they must ship, but they do have really cool stuff. Definitely great stuff for gift giving, or gift giving, treating yourself. That's always a gift too. So Meadow, check them out. We're a big fan. Brandon, also really big fan. The big boss, the owner of Naked Famous. He was the one who introduced us to that place, and yeah, them closing down in New York. That's going to be a drag because we definitely made it a point to go there every time we went to New York. So, anyways, we got one locally here. At least we got one locally here. Will Hernandez writes, strays are the best. I have 2 dogs that I found on the streets and 1 spoiled Doberman that I have had since it was a pup. That's right. You know, we're very supportive of our, in Montreal especially, you know, our the cat rescues and things like that. Great people that we got our cats from. So, yeah, if you can, support your local animal shelter, animal rescue. There's a lot of animals in there that need your support. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. There's a couple questions. How did Risa and I met? I think we talked about that before. I think we definitely talked about that before. Maybe we'll have a, on a longer stream, we'll go down memory lane and talk about those kind of things again. But I think I'm going to call it a day for the live stream. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in for another live stream here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 120 likes. We will get to once we hit 120 likes on this video, I'll be giving away a $25 gift card to Tati and Yoko or Naked Famous Denim NYC. Just leave a comment in the comment section, not the chat section, the comment section. Let me know what what jeans you're looking forward to the most from the Fall Winter 21 collection, and don't forget to check out the Fall Winter 21 preview video. And that's that. And final thought of the day.
Somebody suggested it.
Final thought. I've done this one before, but this is a good one. Just like the wise words of Bob Barker. Help control the pet population. Get your pets spayed or neutered. Help control the pet population. Have your cats or dogs spayed or neutered, or pets spayed or neutered. Anyways, whatever it was. Bob Barker, the man. Price is Right. Some great final thoughts. You know what I was gonna suggest? Don't get in the cars with strangers.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. Don't if a strange man offers you a ride, don't get in. Just here's a pro tip. If you're a kid, the car's here, and they stop, and they start talking to you, walk in the opposite direction because you can't turn the car around fast enough. Get the hell out of there. I learned that from child safety videos when you were a kid. I don't know if did they ever do that to you when you were kids here? Like, we'd have the police officer come in, they might play a video, teach you how to not get kidnapped.
I don't remember that.
Oh no, we used when I was a kid, the cops would always come to our schools and teach us about stranger danger. Then we did the DARE program. That was a lot of fun. I was a DARE graduate. Been drug free since '83. But yeah, I guess maybe it depends on the neighborhood you're in. But
I don't know if it was. I don't know. We knew not to talk to strangers. They tell you that, but I don't think it was the police people that told us.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, that's a good tip.
It's a good tip. Don't get in the cars with strange people. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna leave it at that. There's 2 pro tips, 2 life tips there for you guys today. If you've, I don't know how to end these videos. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. See you later, guys. Thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, comment, gift cards, 120 likes, all that stuff. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.